tension is building in the Toyota 86 paddock, with the title on the line as the series returns to Mount Panorama for the final 3 races of the season. Currently atop the leaderboard is Lachlan Gibbons, courtesy of his 5 race wins. For Lachie, it's the close nature of the racing that drew him to the series in the first place.
I looked at it and thought, if I want to achieve something for me personally, it would be to win a series where I know that everybody's got the same car and I know that everybody has the same opportunity. Nothing beats it. I've raced many other things and nothing beats how fun it is to race the 86s when you can, you race door to door at 200k an hour and you just trust the guy next to you, and sometimes that can be 3 whites, sometimes it can be 4 whites, so it gets very wild out there, but it's what motorsport's about.
Currently in second place in the series points table is Zach Bates, who is a mathematical chance for the title following his 4 victories, 2 of which came right here at Bathurst.
Lockie's very fast. Last year he poled and he's definitely, in this year he's gone really well.
With Zach it's a bit awkward because I used to coach him once a couple of years ago, so I've obviously taught him too well.
This season, Gibbons and Bates have been atop the drivers' standings right from the start. But across the field, we've seen 2 brothers with high hopes face the cold, hard reality of racing. This is not going to end well. Alex Haddon, no. And that is heartbreak for this family from Brisbane. They're 2 teenage boys, both finding dramas this week. Young drivers with names such as Richards, Bates and Harvey have been trying to add another chapter to their family's racing legacy with mixed success.
Very sad to see.
Yeah, well, I think so. It was back in, it's over 50 years old.
The series has also attracted racers from the top end and far north Queensland who leave their day jobs to chase their passion on the track.
Just on the restart, just lost a bit of momentum.
Yeah, we're going to look at that.
And there's even been room for high school students and a businessman to try their luck in this highly competitive field.
But I think this has got all the hallmarks of being a great project.
Following his first full season in the 86s, Lachlan Gibbons won the Kaizen Award in 2019, which is presented to the driver who best represents the Toyota philosophy of continuous improvement. As part of the award, Lachlan competed at the Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival, the fabled Fuji Speedway. But now it all comes down to this final race weekend, back at the home of Australian motorsport. For the drivers, Mount Panorama is challenging enough. Throw rain and a wet track into the mix, and conditions just got that much tougher.
Here we are, back again.
Bathurst again.
That's it. For what, 5th time now, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah.
A bit wetter than last time we were here.
A bit, a lot wetter.
Turn 1, just to do your best around through here. Probably, I think Zach will be pretty close around
Zach's
somewhere.
Always close.
Could be in front, could be behind, could be next to you.
Zach's always close. I remember this corner in particular is very sketchy in the wet. Yeah, you can see there the camber on the road, it changes.
There's a joint in the middle of the tar.
Yeah.
You can see it.
I'm just on the top of it now, actually.
On the exit here, you drop off the camber.
Yeah, no, I'll come back to the inside. I think from memory here in 2018, there was heaps of grip on the inside. Yeah. So we might be able to get a bit of an advantage that way. This is always good. This bit of my track's my favourite. because when you come up over the crest, you can see everyone lining the fence normally.
Yeah.
Might be a few less people this weekend with the
few
rain,
shelters
but
up there.
they come right down to here, and you can sort of see them. Yeah. This corner's always good. In the dry, this is like a lift off about probably here. Yeah, about
Just
here.
Tip it in.
And then because the car floats, because you come across the crest, like you get massive oversteer coming through this bit, but it sort of grips up as it comes through the corner.
There you go. And there's your tree.
Oh yeah, aim for the tree.
Aim for the tree.
That's right.
Straight down there.
Coming up to the worst corner on the track. My least favourite, still traumatic.
Yeah, want to be a bit careful here. You already managed to rub that fence once in your career where you don't want to add to that, that tally.
Right about here, I think. Just caught the edge of that fence.
Yeah.
Oh, and Gibbons all on his own. He's got the fence. His left rear is damaged. He did it all by himself. He was on for his best ever race result.
Hot tip, use third gear, not second gear.
And there's the money shot. Off you go, flat out.
That's it.
Pulling gears and hopefully once again this is the view you have.
Make
Check your flag and we can...
Make sure we don't lead the whole year and then not lead the last round.
Yeah, well,
that'd be embarrassing.
But, Brian and I are, I think we're at the DJR pit, so we'll be up here somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So you passed the finish line, so if we do win, I can flash the headlights at you.
Bathurst comes down to prep mostly, is mental prep before the race meeting. It's very different to other tracks given the speed and the just the difficulty of it. You've got elevation changes by more than 100 metres, and it's just there's a reason it's the most famous track in Australia. You know, it's an absolute dream to drive, and you've got to be very committed, and you've got to trust yourself and trust the car, and to a large extent trust the team to give you what you need, and because the races are short, you just got to go out there and perform.
I don't think there's a big definitive edge, because everything's so close, everything has to be right. So, from the car setup to how you're driving, and there's no one's got a better car than anyone else.
Just a word through from Stevie J. It's getting very slippery up the top. There's people have spun also at Forest Elbow and coming into the chase, and fog is descending up the top as well. So just be very careful first, hope to see what's going on.
Rain, hail, shine, or fog, as it would be this morning. A little bit of rain still in the area, but it's more the fog that's going to be difficult to deal with here for our championship leader, Lachie Gibbons, who arrives the healthy points lead, 112 points over Zach Bates, but it is certainly no done deal for Lachie Gibbons.
I'm not sure whether you're using second gear at the first corner, but maybe try second gear at the first corner. I think Zach might be doing that.
Zach's up on the spares. Jeez, it must be quicker. Yeah.
It's Zach Bates that's at the top of the timesheets at the moment. He's just gone purple in the first two sectors. They're not fast here at all, Chad, but I would imagine that it feels very, very fast from within the driver's seat, particularly when you're sliding around like these guys.
Probably doesn't surprise you much, Andy, but he's pretty handy in these conditions, being a Bates.
If we get a lot of this rain, we're going to get massive amounts of standing water, and it's going to be pretty exciting.
So how much more steer would you want? Because I just wonder whether it would be slower in other spots. Like was
the
it?
track was good.
Yeah, I know. Was it lively across the top or not really?
Pretty good.
So yeah, but it's likely to be wet tomorrow, so we'll just look at that. So yeah, so we wouldn't make changes now, but we'd write it in the book. So yeah, two put mud on it. Oh, was it? So who's washing it?
So the pedal felt all right, because normally now is when we put our bedded pads in. So we're going to put bedded pads in for, what do you want? You want to start quality on new pads, I'm presuming. I think we need to put them in now.
Yeah,
okay.
you need to put them in now because I have to work them hard to make them hot.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to go out in quali and ride the brake and accelerator to try and get heat in the tyres.
Warm the rims up. Yeah, so I need to
But I can't do that on new pads.
Yeah,
okay.
So then we need to lower the rear height again.
Yep.
And get some more camber in the rear to get, because it was wet, but it was still using some tyre grip, so I think it still needed the support of a bit of neg in there.
Yeah, it was really struggling for just bite into the track. I just felt like I was skating across the
But
surface.
remember, in practice, typically, for some reason, our tyres seem rubbish. When everyone gets on the same tyre, it evens the playing field. So, don't get too beat up about that. Okay, no, all in all, that was pretty good. P3 or whatever you were, that's where you need to be. No risk.
It wouldn't be possible without Dad. You know, he put so much time, and I'm so grateful for that. But and even the support I get from my cousins, Harry and Lewis, that's you can't buy that support. So it's cool. Like just being around that, I'm very fortunate.
Lachlan, Steve Johnson said two things. Watch the curbs still up the top, they're a bit slippery potentially, but you'll work that out, I'm sure. And keep an eye on people who are digging around trying to make gaps and get toes and all that sort of caper. So they're keeping an eye out for all that sort of thing. So just good luck, buddy. This is your time.
A big field of cars ready to roll out for qualifying in the Toyota GAZOO Racing 86 series. Beautiful conditions to set a lap. How's the view? Watch out for the slipstream games down Conrod. That was a big talking point yesterday. 7 kilometres per hour quicker in a straight line down Conrod Straight if you were tucked up behind another driver. And if I'm looking at where Zach Bates is sitting right now, I'd say that's exactly where he wants to be.
But you also need to be thinking, I don't want to be the guy pushing the hole in the air, and that's where Lachie Gibbons is here at the minute, because you're opening that air in front of you for the guy behind you in Zach Bates, but it just slows you down so much. So there will be a bit of toing and froing going on here for track position.
Oh, Lachie, throw it in there, mate. That was awesome. That got our attention. He is having a fair old crack here, the championship leader.
Okay, that's P6 at the moment, P6.
Wow, look at the speed Zach Bates is carrying down through the S's there. Massive amount of curb on the left-hand side. You see that left rear wheel up in the air, bouncing along. Far more commitment from Zach than Gibbons.
But he's not going to get a tow this time. Now, Gibbons did roll out of it for the first sector, so he'd love to sit there and go again the next lap.
Zach Bates doesn't want to lead here. Gibbons wants the tow, and between them, they know they really sort of want to be helping each other, but they don't. So it's this, it's this yo-yo effect of where am I? What have I got to do the best job?
Pirri comes down now at Murray's. Touch that curb at the exit. Can he get back towards the top? He does. 2:37.5. That was on par with yesterday's time.
Yeah, it's up to you. I wouldn't tow them down the straight. Because you're not quicker. I wouldn't tow them down the straight. I'd back out.
Lachie Gibbons, 15th for the championship leader. How much did that slide cost him on that opening lap? Because then he wanted to get back in, potentially get in the slipstream for this lap. He needs to make this one count.
Yeah, and the other add-on for that story is that Zach Bates is in P2. So we know there's a bit of a deficit from Zach, but he's doing everything he can at the moment. A front row start will be really, really good. He'll be out of trouble early on. Lachie Gibbons, though, he's buried well in the pack here. That's not where he wants to be. So Gibbons has got pressure on.
And Bates doesn't give him the tow. He rolls out of it. Gamesmanship going on down Conrod. So Gibbons not getting a free kick from Zach Bates on this lap. Zach sits second. And how far can Gibbons get himself? He's 16th at the moment. Would love to get up inside the top 5.
And Lockie Gibbons, now relegated to 9th. Now, it's not disastrous because he has got that big championship buffer, but the further back you start, the higher the risk.
With qualifying positions locked in on a drying track, there's 6 grid spots separating the title contenders, with Zach holding down 3rd and Lockie in 9th.
So you're happy with the car? There's no changes? Yep. Because the only thing I was thinking is, should have we had it a bit higher in the rear, but as long as you were happy with the turn. Yeah. Anyway, well done. That's good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And so just feedback on the car now while it's still fresh, if there's any, or?
No, it's pretty good.
Yep.
Was it a bit off in the first lap?
Yeah.
Wouldn't turn?
Just a bit. Like, didn't feel like I had that much contact with the road.
It looked like when he had his big slides and feeling really narrow and straight kind of thing. Normally you'd have a pile of angle on, so it looked like it was.
But in saying that, if we're going to do a race distance and it stays good, we don't want it too twitchy. But
it seemed to be getting better because you like your last practice.
Just consistent.
Yes, yeah, which is good, yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't seem to come.
Because I came up a turn, I probably could have come up a turn and a half or 2.
Yeah, it was too high, and it was just wanting to pivot around the front axle a bit.
So that was tyre temperature?
No, it was just probably the track I suspect wasn't as grippy as. Although the pole was pretty fast though, so that was there. But I think probably we went the wrong way with setup. I think a bit on that, and probably expected a bit more grip than what there was.
Yeah. Yeah. So with a toe versus without a toe is about 10k an hour down the straight.
Yeah.
So, and it's 7k an hour from before you even get to the bottom of the dip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, and that's the same going up the hill.
Time difference.
Yeah, you just lose. Yeah.
So in fact, compared to my lap when I did the 37.5 a couple of years ago, I was 2.5 tenths up on that to the elbow.
This time. Oh, okay.
And I was even on the exit, and then just because of the lack of the toe,
just lose.
I lost 6 tenths or something, or 6.5 tenths down the straight, and the same thing happened up first straight.
So if you give yourself, how far behind pole were we?
6 tenths or something.
Yeah, so if you take the 6 tenths out of not getting the toe, you're on pole. So
that's why I was frustrated.
Of course, but no point getting wound up in the car about it. I mean, I know you will, but you can't change anything. No one, as I said, no one's going to help you.
Yeah.
Probably, well, that's 50 k's, 100. It's probably 100 k's away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of spit there, but it's obviously not even enough to show on the radar, so that won't do anything. So
minimal changes either way.
So I think we just leave it here with our, what we are, and just be ready to go. But it's, I don't know whether
20 minutes we need to make a call.
Yeah, I think so. It's only one little. It's only this slight. It's like this little bit coming over there. That's all that is. But there's the bit that's behind it. I think we'll get here before the race, and it's developing ahead of it. Yeah. Hopefully, the people in front of you'll get their arse into gear and get themselves started. There'll be different amounts of wheel spin, so there can be a bit of this going on. There's probably a gap next to the pit wall if someone, I don't know who's in front of you, but if they're bursting into wheel spin and you get away better, there's probably a space up there potentially.
We've gone back to full dry because it stopped.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Always, we wet one end, dry the other. I think we've got both bases covered if we do that.
Yes.
It'll either be really understeering or really oversteering. We just bloody made it more difficult with bloody showers coming like this. It's you'd rather just wet or just dry. And we didn't get the setup quite right. It was very nervous on turn in.
I thought ours was probably not nervous enough, but Zach said it felt okay. So because I wanted to go higher in the rear ride height, but they didn't want to,
and we did, and that's what the difference was. Well, because one of the differences, because I was looking at your car, that you didn't look like you'd lifted yours. You looked like you'd lifted the same.
I'd lifted one turn, but I wanted to go either another half or full.
we went 1.5.
Yeah.
Then it was too much.
Yeah.
Just on turning, it was just too nervous.
Yeah.
So I wanted to.
But they were sort of saying, well, it was more Brett. Nicholas probably wanted to as well, but Brett was saying, looking at the previous session, even though he may want to turn more, he still had a tiny correction to catch one turn.
Yes.
The initial had settled well then.
Yep.
But so he's saying that the initial turn was fine.
Yeah. Remember gears and wet lines. Yep.
32, 33, 30. Yeah. You'll warm it up a bit on the outlet. If it's drier up there, you can get a bit more heat into it. I reckon. I think it's going to rain
before they go out.
Yeah, it's going to start spitting. I think.
A championship on the line at the mountain. 3 races to sort it out and 50 grand for the winner. And what a challenge this is going to be for the championship leader. Desperate to get through this race with that healthy points buffer that he's got. Around the outside at Reed Park, Ryan Gilroy. That is bravery in this weather, and he might make it stick. What a move. 3 wide through the chase. Someone's going to blink. Bates has a wiggle. Is he going to stick it on the road? He's massively sideways, and now the leader's gone. Stewart's out of control and sliding off the road, and he's off in a big way at the chase.
Safety car is coming out. Not sure the board's out yet.
Yeah, just keep temperature and everything. Keep temperature and everything.
So Gibbons, he started 9th, got himself to 3rd, and as it stands, I mean, a long way to go in this race, but is in a position to extend that championship lead, which coming into, even on the warm-up lap, didn't look likely from where he was starting. So it's worked out nicely for him at the moment, but this could change in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so Zach, remember into the chase, it does seem quite wet there, so just judge it, but there's a lot of water running across.
Gibbons with everything to lose here, though. He's done a brilliant job. He's in front of Bates, and now he looks to make the move stick on Gilroy. Has got the job done. Important to do it before you get to the kink here. We saw how quickly things changed.
Another one.
And now Wood's off.
And Gibbons too. Can he get it through? He needs to try and poke out the other side. Wood's still spinning, and just Gibbons gets it back. And more in the background, the 2 Kiwis are off. Hugo Allen, can he get that car back and avoid contact? He does. This is chaos at the chase. Look how many are slipping off and out of action. So double wave yellows at the chase. The teams will be alerting the drivers of that right now as Bates is now wide. Can he get this race win and close that picture up?
I'm really sorry to say this, but I would not want to be leading on the approach to the kink at the chase this time round. We've done 2 racing laps. Both times the leader has gone off.
Last time across the top. Oh, still on the edge, isn't he? Really close to the wall. Zach Bates pushing all the way home.
Remember at the chase, don't go too quick. There's double waved yellows, so you can't get past there. So just ease off a little bit when you get to the chase to be safe.
2 laps in a row, the leader's gone off at this point of the track. And he has a slide rolling off the throttle. Can he catch it? Still it's fishing and sliding around. And somehow he hangs on to it. And Zach Bates, in motorised snakes and ladders, gets through the last corner. He'll close the championship picture to Lachie Gibbons in one of the most dramatic races we've ever seen in the Toyotas.
Where did Lachie end up? Or?
7th.
Right.
Yeah.
He was lucky.
Yeah, lucky he kept going.
Yeah.
But
well done, Rick.
No worries, thank you.
Reckon it was bloody dangerous.
Sorry?
He thought it was just dangerous.
Right, yeah. I warned Zach at the last lap. I said there's double yellows. Take it easy, and he still had a wobble.
You made ground, which was good. Zach won, it's not ideal, but that's, he was just, he had luck in that race. You had luck, you had a bit of bad luck and whatever, but that's just how it goes. But you start further up tomorrow than you did today, or you'll do the same again. You did it yesterday, then you just do it again tomorrow. As long as you keep Zach in sight, that's all you got to do.
How was the car?
Oh, average.
Yeah, because I did too well. We went down too much because it started raining, but I put a little bit of shock in because I thought of, and as soon as you drove out, it started raining. Anyway, that's all right. It was good enough, but it could have been better, yeah.
What's your radar show now?
More or less the same. It's already gone past orange though. It's not that far away now. Probably not even half an hour away.
Where are we? We're there, and where's orange?
Here. Orange is here.
It's halfway from orange to here. Okay. Yeah, we've still got, what, 45 minutes before the race starts or something?
Yeah.
I think
It'll be wet before we go out.
Yeah, I think it'll be wet too, so.
So time to put the dry setup in, Rick? Yeah.
Yeah, you got the full dry setup? That's good. Yeah.
Yes, the rain light is on, so have fun.
Yeah, it's not going to get super wet, I don't think. And there'll be a bit of a dry line with cars going around. I'll stiffen it a little bit from yesterday and we'll see how we go maybe. I've got to do something at the moment. At the moment it's full wet and I don't think it's going to get full wet.
Do you need to do it right now? Can you wait another minute or so?
How long we got?
We have 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
That cloud mass is coming this way.
Yeah.
So I think it probably will rain a fair bit because there's a fair bit on that radar.
Yeah.
This could be an exciting race as the Toyotas bring up the revs. Headlights on, wipers on. Who's going to brave the conditions?
They're all gone wide.
They're all wide. Look where they're driving. They're 3 wide heading up to the cutting at least. Everybody missed the marker. That's how wet it is. Contact, championship leader. Cops a slap and he's on the outside.
Got a good start.
Yeah. Did he go really wide at 2?
Yes. Yeah, that's where Lockie passed everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone followed Zach and Lockie drove up the inside
Yeah.
and passed 6 cars.
This was smart up here, the inside line.
Absolutely.
That was clever.
From memory here in 2018, there was heaps of grip on the inside, so we might be able to get a bit of an advantage that way.
It's properly raining at Bathurst, and this will test them. As he goes the long way at turn 2, finds some grip, commits, and he might be rewarded with the race lead. He led for a moment yesterday. Oh, that is tight, really tight at the cutting. And now Bates' turn to be the man on the outside. He fights back, top racing, and that was some elite car control. Have seen something down at the chase. Oh, and that's what they've seen.
So Alex Haddon here, sliding along, makes contact with the front of the Owen entry.
It was actually going over. The 25 stopped that car from rolling any further. And that's what we want to see. And that is a kid who's showed some bravery here at the mountain today.
Yeah, don't worry, because the race is over, just cruise back slowly.
And Zach Bates was able to hang on to the race win. With only 3 laps completed under green and the safety car deployed to end the race, half points are awarded to the drivers.
Oh yeah, nice shot.
Well done.
That was a bit wet.
Kept that, that was awful. So what do you think of that? Awful?
Yeah, unsafe.
Unsafe? Worse than yesterday?
Way worse.
Way worse, yeah. Yeah, no, it was...
That accident wouldn't happen if they'd stopped it under the first safety car.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, because it was only going to get heavier. How was the setup of the car?
Not that great. I didn't like it.
Do you think so we started out with a half wet, half dry.
Yeah, it needed a bit wet.
So if it was like it was yesterday, it would have been better? Yes, so we needed to have much yesterday. So
I couldn't get traction like yesterday.
Yeah, so had we gone with a full dry setup, it would have been a lot worse, clearly. Had we gone out with a full wet setup, how would the first couple of laps been? Would you have fallen back?
The first lap was still pretty wet.
Okay, so in hindsight, maybe a full wet or just about full wet setup was the way to go. Okay.
It's down to the final race of the season, and the skies are starting to clear after the downpours of the past few days. Zach Bates is on a winning streak, but Lachie Gibbons is looking for a solid finish to take the title.
Radio check.
Yeah, I got you. You don't need to win the race, I know you'd like to. It looks good. Winning the championship looks better.
Have a look on the outlap to see whether there's a bit of a dry line to work out where you will drive, if you're driving slightly offline or if you're driving where that line is, if you know what I mean.
Winner takes all at the mountain. $50,000 for the champion. It's Bates who leads the field down through here. It's slippery at the exit. Gibbons in the 18, desperate to get through this opening lap. Doesn't need to win. We're right on board with him right now. Just needs to finish. So it's Zach Bates doing his best to potentially get his hands on this championship. But third on the road, Lachie Gibbons, right where he wants to be to claim that $50,000.
There's a lot of mud on the exit of one from mid-track out, so just be careful, a lot of mud at turn one.
He's going for second on the road. Doesn't need to do this right now. Oh, that's risk. Big risk involved. They touch going across the crest at Mountain Straight. And for a moment, yeah, he rolls right out of the throttle. For a moment, he nearly tore up about $50,000 in prize money.
Lachlan, eyes forward, please. Eyes forward and focus. We're going to finish the race.
Harrison Gray at the chase. Gibbons doesn't need this kind of pressure right now. And he's sitting in the middle of the road. He can afford to lose this spot and still be the champion.
Checkered flag this time.
Okay.
Well done.
Checkered flag this time, okay. Well done, buddy.
Good job. Well done. That's awesome. Good job.
Bates wins the final race, but it's Gibbons who's about to pocket $50,000 from Toyota. A flash of the headlights. Big moment for him here in his career. What a day for Lachie and the Gibbons family.
Champion, mate. Champion.
Yes, Lachie, you are the champion.
So relieved right now. I was counting laps to go, like, just please stop, no more. And now.
Thank you. Nice job. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Very good job.
You got a good son.
Oh, good God.
The team effort. Everyone did a bit. Everyone did their job right. You get the result.
We got it.
Oh, we got it, have we?
All clear?
Oh, we're all clear.
All clear.
Well done, mate. You happy?
Happy.
Yes.
Oh.
Excellent. Worked hard for it?
I worked so hard for it this weekend.
Well done.
So much more. No worries, Dad. Yeah, I don't think it's that.
Worked like that hard. Well done, mate. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Deserve it.
Got it. Very proud of you.
As Lachlan Gibbons and Zach Bates move up in the Australian motorsport ladder, the Toyota GAZOO Racing Australia 86 Series rockets into 2023 with new faces, plenty of action and an ongoing mission to find the next generation of rising stars.
And this is heating up. Oh, hold on at the cutting. This will be an awesome move. There's a race winner in the 86s. It's wonderful. For more videos like this, click here or subscribe to Toyota Australia's YouTube channel here.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.